Hey all, welcome to Share Trek. This is Raj here. And well, friends, I know you guys are here for genomics, but I think you would forgive me for talking about Tesla today. I had a good portion of my investment in Tesla, and it seemed like a no brainer when I invested, but it has dropped in value significantly, almost 65%. Tomorrow they come up with their Q4 earnings report after market close. So I thought, let me just offload some of my anxieties out here and get your feedback. Many of you might be holding Tesla in your portfolios. I would like to hear from you what you think about Tesla. So let's get started. Welcome back, friends. I feel as if I'm watching a movie where the main character starts an innovative industry from scratch and becomes famous and rich, and then suddenly he develops a character flaw, and everything he does after that starts to go wrong, and he starts to fall from the heights he had achieved. For instance, Tesla resale cars are not holding as much value as they used to do before, and we'll see why. It is because he abruptly reduced the cost of his cars recently. Those who bought Tesla just before the price drop felt cheated. And because new Tesla cars are going to cost less, the resale car value went down. So earlier when Elon Musk used to do things abruptly, people used to think that it was a genius. But the thing is, when any company tries to come up with a price drop or something, they manage the expectations of their customers, and they have a plan by which they do it. They just don't send a tweet and just make it happen. So Tesla did suffer, I think, because of this price cut. And I can, not only Tesla, but also its customers and supporters, all those people who are fans of Tesla, they definitely have an impact. It's a question of how ardent a fan you are and how much you can tolerate. I can trace it all to the extreme ego after successful testing of the rockets, which could land back on the spot from where they were launched, and the adulation from millions of followers from all walks of life, auto enthusiasts, space enthusiasts, and investors who made a lot of money on Tesla. I'm one of the original fans. I made a lot of money out of Tesla. Of course, it was all book money, because I always felt that Tesla was a long-term hold, so I decided not to take any profits, and I kept all my holding. I kept accumulating. And at this point of time, I'm pretty bitter, and that's the reason why I'm making this video. All this, I think, led Elon Musk to feel that he could do no wrong, and he can solve all the problems, because after all, he has landed a rocket back safely, and it can be reused, and he's created an electric car industry right from scratch, and he's got models that are leading the market. So what could go wrong? And he thought that he could solve all problems. There has always been information that social media is addictive. I think Elon Musk got addicted to Twitter. Some of his tweets were arcane and brief, sometimes just an emoji, and even those tweets got likes, so many likes and so many retweets. I think it must have gone to his head. Elon probably thought that he was a superstar and started dabbling in populist tweets, and on whim decided to take over Twitter. Till then, Tesla shares were doing well. Once Elon started his now famous tussle with Twitter, his image started falling apart. Then once he took over Twitter, his decisions and tweets after that made it clear that he was not as mature and bright as we imagined him to be. This led to a sudden drop in favorability of Musk and Tesla brand. The handling of employees of Tesla and the erratic execution of decisions surrounding Twitter features made many people feel that Elon was insensitive. Meanwhile, Tesla shares had fallen significantly. As Elon Musk discounted new cars, pre-owned Teslas lost values. That also increased the number of people who were upset with him. The memes doing the rounds include one that depicts Elon as the person who broke the world record for someone who lost the most money in the shortest period of time. He had a Twitter meeting with journalists and did not handle it well. In fact, when he was asked tough questions, he just dropped off the meeting without warning, leaving the journalists hanging, wondering what exactly happened. And that also did not leave a good impression about his personality or about Elon Musk as an individual. In my portfolio, Tesla has lost 65% of its value. I'm shell-shocked, as I never thought it would fall so much, and it was a long-term holding for me. And I was hoping that it's going to multiply in value and would be a good source of income in retirement. Elon is selling Tesla stock like a drunken sailor, and the proceeds are all going directly into the Twitter black hole. Just look at this chart. Let us just look at the TradingView chart for Tesla. Here we are in the chart of Tesla, and each of these candles is a one-day candle. I have refused to look at this chart for almost 6 months now, because I knew that whenever I looked at it, it will just make me feel depressed, and I might do some rash decision of selling the stock and realizing huge losses. So I have just kept it in my portfolio. I refuse to see this chart. I'm looking at this after a long time. As you can see, there are no trend lines or anything in here. I just stopped looking at it, period. Now, when I look at this chart, it really depresses me. Look at how much it has fallen. From 414.30, it has fallen to 143. And at one point, it had fallen all the way to 102.23. That's absolutely pathetic. And many of the investors are really pretty upset about this. And if I was to draw some trend lines and do a quick technical analysis, right? So I would look at this as a support line for the bear channel. And I think we are in a huge bear channel out here. And if I was to connect the tops here, let me just drag it up to here and take it this way and color this red. So we are nowhere near the upper bounds of the bear channel. We are still down here. And even if we get a sense that we are moving up from this point, we are definitely going to encounter this diagonal line of resistance, and we have to break through that. So I'm really disappointed with Tesla overall, because I was not expecting it to be so bad, but it's really terrible. So that's all. I think I don't want to watch this chart anymore. I think there comes a time when an innovative pioneer who started up a new venture has to step down once his job is done and leave it to the professionals to take it forward. For Elon, I think that time could be now if he does not let go of Twitter and if he does not focus on Tesla. Competitors are catching up. Mercedes, BMW, even Hyundai and Kia have come up with EV models which are doing very well in Toronto. I don't know about other places, but in Canada they are selling like hotcakes and it's doing very well. Tesla needs a model refresh as well. How long is he going to give the same model? It needs to look different. It needs to look better. And a fully dedicated CEO who generates more light without all the heat is what Tesla needs right now. There are videos on YouTube which talk about how the Tesla truck is not all that it is made out of being, and that the battery is the place where all the expenses are hidden. And it doesn't do as better as the diesel. To a good extent, I can write it off to people who are pro-fossil fuel trying to tamp down on electric vehicles. But at the end of the day, if the battery is going to keep on having to be replaced after a certain amount of miles, a truck which is going to serve a long term going up and down the country needs to do with something better than that. That logic is almost irrefutable. And I dread the results that are due out tomorrow, because we know what Elon Musk was doing in Q4 2022. Will Tesla fall further? Will they be able to meet the market expectations in terms of EPS and revenue? That is the question. Dan Ives, who is a leading analyst who talks about Tesla always, he said he's always been a pro-Tesla bull, says that a lot of bad news is already baked into Tesla stock, and that the Cinderella ride is over for Tesla, and Musk now must navigate Tesla instead of focusing on Twitter. So that's what Dan Ives says. And if Dan Ives says all the bad news is already baked into Tesla's share price, then if they meet the expectations, I think that they would probably bounce back a little bit. Analysts are expecting at least a 32% jump in profits on a sales of nearly 24.2 billion when Tesla reports tomorrow. Will Tesla meet this expectation is the first question. And the second question is, if they meet this expectation, how much will the recent price cut impact the Q1 2023 profits and sales? So that's the next hurdle that we have to look at. However, one of my other holding is Microsoft, which reported this evening. I'm recording this on 24th of January at around 8:30 p.m. At this time, Microsoft has already reported their Q4 2022 earnings, and their EPS came in at 2.32, exceeding the estimate of 2.29. However, the revenue came in slightly below 52.5 99, which was expected. They came in at 52.74 billion. So that is a very, very minor miss. But they are saying that the tough conditions they experienced in Q4 2022 is going to prevail in Q1 2023. That's a matter of concern. So that could depress the stock slightly. But their cloud revenue came in better than expected, and that is a good thing in my books, because cloud is where I think the future is. So at least Microsoft has met my expectations. I like companies where the CEO goes about doing the serious work of leading the company rather than being a controversial social media personality. Look at how Satya Nadella, Sundar Pichai, and Tim Cook are leading their companies. They are doing a great job, and they're not so flamboyant and always in the media and being controversial. They're focusing on a serious job of leading a multi-billion-dollar company in which pension funds have invested, in which retirees have invested, and in which many people have invested, hoping that it's going to take care of their future needs. And it cannot be taken so flippantly by a CEO. So I think Tesla and Elon Musk need to have a wake-up call, and they need to set the ship right and do everything right by the shareholders and also by the customers and the employees, not only of Tesla, but also for Twitter. It's now rather late, as I'm stuck with Tesla shares, and I hope to hold it on for a longer term to avoid realizing losses. But I am still hopeful that after the Q4 revenues are out, there'll be immense pressure on Elon Musk, and however egoistic he is, he will have to respond to it and start taking corrective measures, and that's my hope. Hoping for the best, and I would be very keen to hear from all of you, because I'm pretty sure that many of you hold Tesla stock and many of you are interested in Tesla. Please put your comments below. I'm very keen to hear from you, because I'm very concerned about this company. So that's all for now, my friends. Tomorrow I'll come up with some genomic content for you, but this is it for today. Thanks for humoring me, and thanks for watching this video so far. Take care and have a great day. Bye for now.